Zell Boy Army, welcome to another spicy one on the channel. This has been a much requested one that I've had over the last month or two. I've definitely done this video on previous FIFAs. I don't think I've done it yet on this FIFA. Obviously, some videos get updated as we go throughout the year, so like the best meta players, I might do that every couple of months because obviously they change. But this one is going to be the best value meta subs on the game. So let's get into it. If you like this type of content where I'm reviewing the best players, tactics, gameplays, tips, tutorials, subscribe to the channel, get that notification bell turned on. Every day at 5 PM I'm putting new spicy content out for you, and I'll be reviewing the rest of the content we get later tonight. But for this one, we're looking at best super subs. Generally speaking, there's not really going to be a player on this video over 100 to 150k. I've got lots of cheap ones that are just a few thousand coins, and lots of different options from defense, midfield to attack. Generally speaking, the main things you want to be looking for in a super sub is lots and lots and lots of pace. Simply put, you want lots of pace because on this game, when you get subbed on off the bench, you start with like 5.4 chemistry. So if you have like 80 pace, yes, maybe if you start on full chem and you get plus 10 pace or a chemistry boost, it's okay. But if you're coming off the bench, I want lots of pace because I want you to be able to burn players who are tired with having near 99 pace. So nearly every sub on this video is going to have crazy pace, or at the very least, very good stats to match solid pace. We've got Davies to start us off. Obviously has 96 pace, good physicals, very well rounded. This Davies can probably slot in at anywhere in the defence or midfield, maybe a CDM or something like that. And the other thing is I'm going to tend to want good weak foot and skill moves, because especially the weak foot for attackers, because generally speaking, most of these super subs, yes, they're going to have pace, but if they're going to cost under 100k, they're probably not going to have elite finishing. So they're not going to get it boosted like a plus 15 is off a finisher chem style. If they were started, they might get plus 2 to 4 finishing max off the chemistry boost. So I'm going to need players with decent weak foot, so they're not going to be a liability when they get subbed on. Ousmane Dembele doesn't have great finishing. You're probably going to say that straight away, but he's very well rounded, solid dribbling. The 5-star mean that his shooting's not going to be too bad. He's quick off the mark. He's very cheap right now. I paid 29,000 for him earlier in the year, but he's like a few thousand coins now. So an absolute bargain. 100% Ousmane Dembele is a good super sub to have all year. Saint-Maximin, he's not someone I'd ever put on centrally, even though he's got a solid weak foot, and obviously his skill moves are nice off the bench. He's rapid, fairly strong for such a cheap card, and he's got elite dribbling. You're going to want to put him out wide as a super sub, just as a burner later on. If you put a hunter on him, I think he gets 95, 96 pace off the bench. That's going to be really quick, and he's going to be able to make good chances off the bench. But like I say, his shooting's not the best, so you don't really want him centrally because he's probably not going to be the most clinical. Son, not rapid, but a very good 5-star weak foot. That high shooting as well. This Son's like 30 to 40k at this point of the game. If you're in the chat asking me questions, by the way, I'm recording a video for YouTube, so that's why I'm not answering. If you're on YouTube and you've never been in my Twitch stream, Zelonius92 on Twitch, get involved. But Son, 4-star, 5-star, really good pace. Not like 90 plus, but when you consider he's got very good shooting, dribbling, and a 5-star weak foot off the bench, he's going to be really good late on in the game. Quincy Promise, very cheap, 5-star, 4-star, pretty well-rounded card as well, to be honest. Solid dribbling, not the best, but solid. Decent pace, decent enough shooting, and pretty good physical, and 5-star, 4-star is really good. Lautaro Martinez, his 84 probably is a bit slow to be using. I've got his 88 as a red pick, but most of his informs are usable off the bench and pretty cheap. He's 4-star, 4-star. Doesn't have any of the shooting traits, unfortunately, but 4-star, 4-star. He's a pretty good combo with his good dribbling, very nice physical, high shooting, solid enough pace. Off the bench, he's definitely a handful. Jonathan David lacks the skill moves. This card's not going to be the cheapest super sub, but is a very good one. Pretty elite strength, I would say. There's not many attacks on the game right now that are this good on the ball with 5-star weak foot pace with that strength. I mean, his aggression, he'd cry if you insulted the card probably. How's the card only got 28 aggression on a special version? It's a bit crazy, that, to be honest. But he's rapid. He's getting near 98 sprint speed with a chem style. He's good on the ball. 92 finishing with 5-star weak foot off the bench is pretty special. If you want a cheap sub late on that's going to be clinical, then this Jonathan David is really good. Atal, you might not have done the SBC, so if you didn't do him, fair enough, but he's still a great super sub. He's really well-rounded. And honestly, being 4-star, 5-star, you could probably put him anywhere across the board. Real shame he didn't get upgrades, because this card could have been special. But, yeah, this Atal's a really well-rounded card, and it only costs, like, 15 or 20k or something. Like, pretty crazy card it was for the time, even without the upgrade. Tavernier, again, another SBC. You can always buy his 84 if you don't have this SBC. I think Rangers are 1 win off getting him to an 87, which will make the card even more cracked. 3-star means you're probably not going to put him in a really attacking position, but defender, CDM, out wide potentially, maybe. He's a pretty good option. And like I say, very good across the board. 94 pace with very well-rounded stats is a really nice sub to have on. Mane. I think Mane is pushing around 100k right now, which, when you consider how good this card was at the start of the game, and off the bench, how much of a burner he is, so fast, good dribbling, high finishing, good physical, 4-star, 4-star. This Sadio Mane is a really good impact sub to use late on. Not everyone's watching this is going to be able to afford that, but a lot of people, if you've got a 10, 15 mil team, maybe having that 100k sub, putting a bit of quality on the bench, could give you that extra win or two in a weekend league that you're lacking. Having a sub and knowing when to use them in weekend league makes a big difference. Boadu, I did just mention about Tavernier, Rangers being 1 win off, mate. Boadu, I think he's extinct right now, but his price will come down, and we're supposed to be getting more packs tonight. We're getting buy one, get one free packs, I'm pretty sure. I'm seeing on Twitter. This Boadu's in the team of the week, so there'll be lots of impact. 3-star skills, not the best, but 5-star weak foot. He's a pretty similar card to Jonathan David in a few ways. Slightly quicker, I think. Even better finishing. 98 agility. This Boadu is a really good card. Nice outside the foot shot trait. I really like this card. And he's one that maybe you haven't even looked at. But if you run a Dutch league team, you have like the Robben, Kleiber, who else is it? Fer, Gravenberch, Van Bergen. This is a really good option. This Boadu is a really good player that maybe is a bit of a hidden gem. Bebu. First card I think we've got that's not got a 4-star weak foot. I'm not actually sure how Hoffenheim are doing in the Europa League. I think they're out. I could be wrong there. But this card, regardless, is very good. Rapid, good dribbling, good finishing, solid passing. Yes, he lacks the weak foot, but he's still a pretty decent player off the bench and a bit of a beast. Marcus Rashford, similar to Mane, but not quite as well-rounded. But he does have 5-star skills if you really like that off the bench. Really good option still. Klostergo, if you want a cheap centre-back like this, guy's a few thousand coins with really high sprint speed just to come off the bench. Maybe you get a red card. It's always worth having a centre-back ready to sub on just in case you get a red card. Klostergo's really good for that. Solid enough weak foot with his passing ability on the ball. This Klosterman is a really good centre-back. Lozano, any of his cards, even his gold card, are decent off the bench. His gold card's just a little bit low on the technical stats. But, yeah, this Lozano, pace to burn. Some of his cards have 99 pace now, which is obviously outrageous. Really good card. That weak foot, not the best, but he's great on the ball. Great shooting pace. And if you run a Serie A team, you want someone a bit of a beast out wide. If you put a finisher on, I think his 86 card, he gets 99 finishing, near dribbling, agility. Like, he's pretty beastly. Van Bergen. Used him on the road to glory. I think he was in the team that got a 30, you know. Rapid pace. I don't think these are available still, but a lot of people did these. And this Van Bergen's still very, very good to use. So definitely recommend using Van Bergen off the bench. He has that beautiful 5-star weak foot. Good pace. Good enough shooting. And he's not going to feel that clunky with the agility. People in my chat are telling me he's still available. If he is, and you've not got a good super sub, if you're willing to grind a bit, then this guy's a good one for free. Kleiber, one of my biggest regrets this FIFA is not doing this boy. With the amount of insane Dutch cards they've released, this Kleiber's an animal. Pretty outrageous card, to be honest. You're not going to put him in attacking position, but bring him on as a defender. He's one of the best centre-backs in the game. If you can't link him in for chemistry to start, he's probably good enough to just sub on from the start anyway. Deulofeu, I used him quite a bit. I just use him in SBC because he's not quite good enough to get into my team anymore as a super sub, but he's still a very good option. think he's still available. 4-star, 4-star, 99 agility, great dribbling, decent shooting, good pace. Off the bench, this Delafeu is really solid. Marcus Loretta, not a really good attacking player because the 3-star, but really quick, solid all-round card as a defender because he's got high enough sprint speed, or midfielder to bring on to see games out later on. This Loretta is good, and you can always use his cheaper cards. But yeah, Marcus Loretta is a really well-rounded card on the game. Bachike, similar to Kleiber, not quite as good all-round physically, but a bit better in some areas. This Bachike is a really good sub to bring on. Duncan, a lot of people used him. Midfielder, maybe a little bit slow the sprint speed to be a centre-back, might get caught out a bit there. But again, nice option if you run a cheap team to bring on. Lise Melu, probably getting the +2. I think he needs 2 goals in his last 3 games. Nice played pretty well. You'd expect him to get that. 4-star, 4-star. If he gets a +2 as well, this card is looking not a mile off the Curtis Jones SBC that we had, which was like 400-500k. This guy's like, what, 150k tradable? Pretty good. Could even be a start for a lot of people. Lucas Mora, I think, is our last one. Yeah, Lucas Mora is our last one. So, Lucas Mora, a very cheap option, but 4-star, 4-star, solid across the board, very good dribbling. It's nice to have players with good dribbling off the bench who aren't going to be clunky, going to be quick enough to bring on and feel good on the ball. Great attacker. So, I'm going to skip through him again. You can see them all. Lots of mix of players here. So, if you don't like a certain player, you can try someone else. Pick defenders, midfielders, attackers. Lots of options. There's a lot of great impact subs on FIFA 21. If you don't already use an impact sub, make sure you have a couple. Have a defender that you can sub on if you get a red card. Have a midfielder you can sub on if one of your midfielders gets tired. And have an attacker that can come on and just have that pace to burn late on in the game. They can make a difference. A lot of people don't utilise them. Don't fall into that trap. Appreciate you watching this video, boys. And as always, keep it spicy.